Everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing okay. This is the next video in my installment of videos getting warmed up for Advent of Code 2025. Doing the puzzles in Rust. I'm going through the puzzles of the year 2016. In my last video, finally got into the bog. Yes. Really stoked to get day 2 completed. And so in this video, we're looking at day 3. I've already done the setup just to try and save some time. And I've copied down the puzzle input, but beyond that, I don't really know what we're going to be doing today. So let's get into it. Squares with 3 sides. Okay. Now that you can think clearly, you move deeper into the labyrinth of hallways and office furniture that makes up this part of Easter Bunny HQ. This must be the graphic design department. The walls are covered in specifications for triangles. Well, of course. Or are they? The design document gives the side lengths of each triangle it describes. But 5, 10, 25, some of these aren't triangles. You can't help but mark the impossible ones. Okay. In a valid triangle, the sum of any 2 sides must be larger than the remaining side. Okay. For example, the triangle given above is impossible because 5 plus 10 is not larger than 25. So I've copied that in as my example input to assert against, and then so given this input, I should have 0 valid triangles. So that's my test right there. So we've only got 1 test case. Maybe we should come up with some more, but let's see how we get on. So the puzzle input, as I say, I've already copied into an input.txt file, which I'm bringing in. And so, yeah, I think what I need to do is I need to iterate over these lines. So I'll be doing input.lines and then splitting somehow these into 3 numbers, which I guess there'll be a string to begin with. So I feel like I'm going to need to parse them to I32s. And then I need to do a check to see whether the sum of these 2 is greater than this one, the sum of these 2 is greater than this, and then the sum of this and this is greater than this. And then if that's true, I count that as a valid triangle. And if it's not, I skip and move on to the next line. Okay, so I think we can get started. Yeah, that was going well, wasn't it? What I didn't do at this point was to make my face small and move it over to the bottom right-hand side of the screen so that you could see the code I was writing. I just carried on waffling and coding, and I ended up getting the puzzle solution, popping it into Advent of Code, getting a gold star, before I stopped the video and realised that everything I've been doing had been hidden behind my face. So it's a couple of days after recording that. I've deleted all the code. I do have a Git commit with it in, so we can refer back to it if we need to, but I'm just going to see whether I can write the code again and just explain what I did so you can actually see. So let's get started. I had let's triangles, because what we're trying to do is calculate the number of valid triangles within the puzzle input. So puzzle input is 3 numbers, and we're just trying to count the ones where each of the combination of 2 sides added together is greater than the 3rd side. So I had let triangles equals input dot lines to give me an iterator over each of the lines. And then I mapped over each line, and I split the line by white space. I found that worked really well for handling, like here we've got like a leading white space, and then there's 2 white spaces there and 3 here, and split white space just really handled that really nicely and gave me 3 separate numbers back. So that was all good. So that gives you, so split white space gives you an iterator, so you can map over that. And then here, I am getting each of these numbers in turn, and I want to pass them to an I32. So each of these numbers represents the length of the side of a possible triangle. So I called the argument here side, and then inside of there, I did side.parse to I32, and we'll need to unwrap that. Okay, and somewhere here we need to collect. So I think I might need that to match there, and then collect possibly here. Okay, it matches but has, so let's try just doing that. No, something's not happy. Yeah, we have too many of these, don't we? All right, so I think what I can do at this point is just filter, and we need to collect after we have filtered, so let's do that. All right, so I'm splitting on lines. I'm going over each line and splitting it on white space, and then I'm passing each string number into an I32. So here I have a vec of arrays with each number that I can index into. So I can index into this number as .0, as 0, this one as 1, and this one as 2. So again, I'm going to say that I'm getting a line here, and then I can simply do my the 3 combinations of checks that each 2 sides added together is greater than the third. So line 0 plus line 1 has to be greater than line 2. And then we need a couple of other checks. So let's go to the end there and add the operator on. And then here we want to shift everything along, so we want to check the other side. So here we'll just increment that. We'll increment that. There's a shortcut in Vim, but I have to press it twice because I don't know, something about my terminal I think is swallowing some value. So forward to 2, and then replace that with 0, and then back to 0, and then this will be 2, and then forward to 0, make that 0, and then that will be 1. So I'm now checking each of the combinations, and if all of that is true about each line, it is then that line represents 3 length that is a valid triangle. So I would include that. That's what filter's doing. If I return true, it will be included in it will be returned from the each iteration. It will return, and if not, it will be dropped. So I should now just be able to count what I have in triangles. And what I found was I can call len, but that gives me a usize. So, and I'm expecting an I32, and obviously I could change my return type from my run function. But obviously, yeah, I think this is because a usize may or may not fit into an I32, but because I know that it will in this instance, I can use try into. Brilliant, the compiler's telling me what to try, and then we need to unwrap that, and that makes everything happy. And so at this point we can run cargo test. Package is day 03, and then the binary is part 1. And hopefully the test will pass, which it does. And now if I run it with the puzzle input, we will get the value I'm expecting, which is 1032, which is exactly what I put in to Advent of Code and got a gold star a couple of days ago. So there we go. That was what was going on behind my big face. Thanks for watching. In the next video, we're going to have a look at part 2. But yeah, I'm running out of time. Like Advent of Code in like 2 days.